Hello everybody, welcome back to Naked on Europa. So, as you can see, I've done a lot of welding and a lot of building, and my nice round nacelles ended up square. Not sure how that happened, but let me give you a very quick tour. So you can see I haven't done any of the thrusters, no point yet. Obviously we don't have any ice in here. So that's something I need to work on. I was wondering whether I could round these edges off, but because these cover up the tanks, and the tanks have a square collision box, it wasn't possible, unfortunately. But there we go, that's what we've got. So I've squeezed as much stuff in as I possibly can. As you can see, we have hydrogen engine there, and then O2, H2 generation. And I think there's another one at the front there, which you can't see, so above those two boxes. And then the same on the other side. So obviously I haven't welded this one up yet because I need to get at that jump drive. But the same sort of design. And yeah, quick tour. I've left some scaffolding up for now, just so that I can access the thrusters on the top here. Totally flat top. Not sure whether that's going to be used just to carry a small, maybe a drill ship or something. Don't know, we'll have to see. So yeah, that's that. Then inside here we've got a load of batteries, which obviously are going to need building. There is somewhere hiding, I think over that side, an assembler. And on this side we have got a basic refinery, as you can see. So just the very bare essentials really. One gyroscope, hoping that'll be enough. And although we do have, I think that's the total batteries there, so 5 batteries, well, I know, hoping that'll be enough. And again, I haven't put anything in here, simply because I need to get to that jump drive, so that's that. Then I've piped in from, I think, the assembler through the conveyor to our survival kit, and then piped in from there just to a vent, so we can have this pressurized. And you'll also notice a slight change to the front. I really couldn't stand that lip, looked quite horrible, so I've kind of squared it off. And again, the squared off front is, well, basic. But there's not much you can do about it if you need the height, which obviously we did. I could have just come out, sloped out further, but, well, yeah. The other change you'll notice is we've got more space. I've added another 3 blocks onto the hangar at the front, and the same at the back. Just gives us a little bit more room to maneuver. And I wasn't sure whether to build some kind of sliding doors on the hangar. I don't think they're really necessary, but it's an option, obviously. So there you go, that's the current state of affairs. We need to find a way to get some ice into it, or hydrogen ideally, but certainly ice, because at the moment obviously I can't move it. So that's today's task. Also lights. I put a couple of light panels under here, hidden away there, so that'll give us a little bit of light. But, well, that's about it. Oh, you'll also notice the lights in the hangar. So, because it got quite dark while I was doing it, and needed a bit of lighting anyway. So they are on a sensor. When I'm not here, they will switch off. Okay, so you're all up to date. So what we're going to need to do is try and find a way of piping in some way of getting stuff. The other reason I haven't welded up these 2 outer engines, I just did that one while I was there. I'm not sure we're going to need that much push, because that'll be a total of 6 push engines. Now, I don't know how heavy this thing's going to be, whether we need all 6. That will remain an open question until we can actually move the thing, I guess. Right, so first thing we need to do is to try and get some kind of... Just get that one. There, I think we can pipe in there, bring a tube out here, and somehow make some kind of a dock for the other ship, and then get some ice in there. So that's the first thing to do. Let's keep some of those on me. So this is obviously a very temporary thing. Long term, we need a better way of doing it, but well, can't have everything. So let me tubes, and I guess I'll leave it in that light color. That's the color I used on the front of the ship there. Doesn't really matter for a temporary thing, does it? So wrong way. Just going to bring it out a fair way so that we can get to it. Not going to be able to put one underneath that, are we? So going to have to be like that. And like that, I think. Can we actually get that there? Not sure what button I pressed then. I heard a button click. No. Okay, so just give ourselves a little bit of a ramp. Yeah, this is not ideal, but it's all I can do at the moment. Okay. Hopefully if we can get our little miner ship into that, we can offload a load of ice, but before we can do the ice, we're going to need a battery. So, I think, yeah, so I put everything into them except the power cells. So we're just going to need, what, 400 power cells for that lot. And she lives. She has power. Yeah, so I thought I might employ the same trick here eventually that we did in our airlock, because we've got two doors. So I think if I change that, and I have no idea where it is, got a vent somewhere. There we go. So these big vents have connections on the back and all sides, which is kind of handy. So I could put it that way, but then it would stop me from putting anything there if I wanted to. I think if I put it that way, then we're not likely to be building anything in the middle of the ceiling, and that'll connect up the other vent and allow us hopefully to keep this area depressurized and keep the cockpit pressurized. So let's do that. And I think I'm using this light color inside as well, so just before I build it, we're going to put that on depressurize. So that'll just stay depressurizing. We can always change it if we want to do some work in here of some form, as long as the door stays closed. But yeah, I think that'll work. So we'll need a sensor somewhere. Might even be able to put the sensor in the middle of that. Not sure. Where did I put my sensors? On one of those? No. Oh, yes. So we could possibly use the new automation one on here. Get the arrows the right way around. Not sure whether that'll work on there. Let's just get this stuff. And no. Okay, that's fine. Takes up the block whichever way we do it, so. Where's my little arrows? There they are. So we do show on HUD, and we know the back extent will be 0, front extent is 2 blocks, that's about right, and then the left and right is 3 blocks, so that's going to be about 7.5, is that right? 2.5 each way, isn't it? So 1.25 and 2.5, so 3.75. Turn off the annoying alert, and top and bottom I'll have to check, I'm not sure about that. So show on HUD is on, show sensor field range is on, with that. Yeah, so that looks okay. That's possibly a tiny bit too long, but not too bad. And can't see that one, but I think it's pretty close, I think. Okay, so switch that off, switch that off. Pretty much default settings, I think, on that one. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Probably going to need to put a timer in, maybe up there. Right, let's carry on with these batteries. There we go, that's one job done. Yeah, we're definitely going to need a timer. Run one. Oop, can't see. Now again, I could convert to small grid here. I think there would be room. Depends whether we're going to need any other timers and event controllers and that sort of thing. I don't really think we're going to need them. And I think we can always change it later, so yeah, I'll just put that up for now. We can always change it. Okay, so that's timer block. Just call it doors. Chip doors, just in case we are docked to something. And that'll be on silent. And I'm not going to set it up for now because it would be a nuisance having to keep open doors and things. Okay. So, if I've piped all of that up correctly, we should be able to drop ice into here, and it should start processing in all of these, and we should see flames coming out of there. So let's go and test that. I'll just take this little one for now. We'll maybe use the bigger one afterwards. So, yeah, we're not in recharge, are we? Okay. Rather than making yet more holes in the already holy surface, we'll take some out of here. Oh, I had a battery left over. Quite sure how that worked. Right, so we go to this ship, and we go to... where are we? Connector? No. I think it's already taken everything it can take. Maybe not. Okay, so can't go to the cargo container, huh? Ooh, not sure how we're going to get back in there. Never mind. Where did I put the cargo containers? Those are here. That should connect through at the top there. Ah. Right, so this needs to be piped up. Yeah, there's no piping on the top of those. So in order to get stuff through into these cargo containers, we need to pipe that up. Which means we need to start finishing off that jump drive. Won't that be fun? So let me just check here. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we haven't got any superconductors built at all. And I believe each one of those requires 1,000. I'll get to it. Yeah, 1,000. So I need to obviously build that up. The other thing I notice, I think by the sound, is our engines. 2 hydrogen engines. That one's filled, that one's not. So let's switch that one off. And this one's not filled simply because it can't fill. So I think what we'll have to do, turn around to here. And no ice. Oh, that one's not piped either. So that should be, oh I see, because I'm connected into this nacelle. So this is the one that's actually working. So we've only actually got this one side working at the moment. So that's bad design then, isn't it? So this hole nacelle only connects through these. Thinking maybe if we turn this the other way round and put it vertically in there, then we could possibly pipe across. But there's no pipe connection between one side and the other. That's badly designed. What idiot designed this? The only other thing I can think of is just oops. I would have to lift the piping up to go across to the other nacelle. Oops. Yes, that was a bit of an oversight. So I think if we turn that around, which blue it was. Doesn't really matter whether it's top or bottom, does it? I think I did it that way in order to maybe I didn't. Just leave a flat surface on the outside, but I think that it's going to have to go like that so that we can pipe through it. And then of course I won't be able to get at that jump drive. Yes I can. Okay. And don't know whether maybe to put a second one in there. The problem with those is they're very limited what they can actually do. But it is a quick way of processing stone if we needed just basic stuff. Or should we go for more cargo? So in terms of cargo containers, as you can see we only have 4. So we're not really going to be taking a whole heck of a lot of cargo. I don't want to cram too much into this ship because obviously the heavier it is, the more thrusters we need. So we could just pipe it. I think initially I'm just going to put a conveyor converter in there and oh, junction, sorry, I keep saying converter, don't I? I said that in the last video, I noticed. Just so that we can get it piped up and possibly swap that one as well. And then just pipe across Again, we're going to need another one because that's an outside wall. Oh, and it's shaped as well. If I put one in there, that's going to ruin our outside shape. The container there would be better, but we've still got a pipe here as well, and I was going to use a shaped block in there. Ugh. My plans are ruined. Which one is that? One of those? I think it's one of those. So I'm going to have to change this scaffolding. Yeah, that's kind of a bit of a mess, isn't it? So we're going to have to pipe across from here. No other way of doing it. You can never have too much storage. It does give me a storage access without going into the ship, which is kind of nice, but then we did already have that. So I think for now I'm just going to stick a pipe across here just to connect the two sides. Not very happy with it in the long term, but what can you do? Okay, so here an engine kick in. So that one's full, we switched it off. That one's now full, we can switch that off. Okay, so we now at least have both sides piped together. Phew. Okay, I'll tidy all of this up, put some plating on it and things in a bit. Meanwhile, I need to try and get back into my ship. We do have fire, which means we do have hydrogen. Let's just go have a look at our tanks. Yeah, 4%. And 0.5 because we've only just connected that one. And ice-wise, still got ice over there. think that's everything. That was the ice it was actually running off, but I don't think we need that. This is where a remote control would come in handy, isn't it? Haha. Alright, get another load of ice and then we'll see how our superconductors are doing. Whether we've even got any. I haven't done anything with the drill since the last episode because frankly we've got enough resources at the moment. And that's only basic resources, iron and things. So I didn't waste any time on that. Ah, that was more majestic. Okay, so 780, huh? That's pretty good. Where did that come from? Pretty good. So yeah, 800. We carry about a fifth at a time. That's not too bad. 5 journeys. If I hadn't obstructed myself, that would have been better. Yeah, so that's a problem. Just seeing the basic refinery there. Can't see the jump drive. Okay, let's.
Inventory full.
Yeah, I know. Let's do it this way. Jump drive. There we go. I'll leave those there. We're going to need them again in a minute. Right, just until I know how we're doing on power. Oh, that's a small cargo container. Jump drive. That's not going to allow it. Okay, do it this way. I just want to stop these from recharging just for now, because we don't know what the power situation is going to be. And I don't want to put the engines on until we get somewhat more established. So, nearly there. Still waiting on the rest of them. Right, we'll have to wait on that, I think. Just put those in there for a minute. Okay. So, how are we doing ice-wise? ice in the cockpit. Connector. Major cargo container. Oh, it hasn't transferred any over, has it? That's okay. Don't need that to be in there. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of ice, but initially I just want to get enough hydrogen into the ship so that we can move it. We're also going to need to build up the thrusters. I think probably we're going to be short on things like metal grids. Okay, so that's one forward, we've got one backwards, we've got lift. I need to get back up there. So we can do these for now. Really hoping they don't burn holes in the walls, but as long as we're not applying thrust, I think we should be okay. I think it's only when you start applying thrust left or right that they extend the flame and cause a problem. As well do these, mightn't we, at the same time? It is a misconception, but by the way, that these actually burn hydrogen while they're in a stationary state like this. They don't. I can't show you because obviously we're manufacturing hydrogen, but if you just have a hydrogen tank on here that's not capable of replenishing itself, and you leave your thrusters running, you can check the level, you'll see that the hydrogen does not burn away. Okay, so we need some on the top. Yeah, thought metal grids might be the problem. No, not that way, this way. Okay, so first jump drive's built. Let's replace that. And yeah, I think we're going to have to get more cobalt unless we've got any hiding somewhere. Oh, we do have hiding, 10.5k. Okay. Right, so we're getting there.
Storm inbound.
heck? Go and check it out. If something does get hit, at least we know what we have to repair. Not stand in front of the guns, maybe? No, I think we're good. Need to check on our ammunition situation as well. Yeah, we've still got a fair bit. Okay, good. Oh, we're getting there. Oh, maybe not. So, what do we got? 2 more thrusters, and I did remove a tube back again, just in case that was part of it.
Energy low.
Okay. Get these built up and then I can get rid of this ramp. There is a thought that I have in that block there. You've got to have these pipes across anyway. If I pipe them across on the top there, we could put a connector on the top for a small ship to dock to. Downside is it's kind of on the slope. But that might be worth doing for, you know, future-proofing. I don't think I'd get it in. Well, I might get it in. Be a bit of a tight fit to get it in now. But yeah, I think it would be kind of here maybe, or here. I'll have to try it. One job at a time. Right, we'll leave the ramp there just for a second. But I think, yeah, that's that slopey thing. Kind of a shame we put that battery in, isn't it? Can't think of a neat way of... I was wondering if I could use a small grid connector, perhaps off a hinge. But then the hinge would have to be here, so whatever we do, we're going to have something sticking up here. So I think just lost the sensor, didn't we? I think if I start the slope there. What new blocks have we got? That one maybe? Not ideal, is it? Gives us a funny looking kind of slope. Not sure I like that very much. I think we'll leave that as it was. And we'll just let the ship have a Mohican. Computers. Interesting. It's not something I generally run out of. Yeah, that block there really needs to be a usable block, not a shaped block. Oh well, one thing at a time. Right. So we still need to connect into that. So if we take these off here. Don't really need that. So we do it with one of those. One of those. One of those. And then one of those. Should work. So obviously that's not airtight, or at least I'm pretty sure that's not airtight, but we're going to keep this depressurized anyway. I guess the other thing we could do, let me just have a quick look at the T-junction boxed. Going to be that way round. Yeah, we'd have to seal off the ends then, wouldn't we? So we're going to need a curved one. That might work. I was just thinking if I wanted to work in here, but to be honest, the chances of needing to are pretty slim. So what have we got? That's a curved one that goes in there. Okay. This is also a curved one. I wonder if that's airtight. We're going to have to put another one in there. Guess there's only one way to find out. Of course that may not be airtight, so we might have to plate over that. Well, this is getting more and more complicated by the minute. Okay, we must be out of ice because it's not refilling my oxygen. And I lost the sensor because I ground the block off after all of that. Never remember which one of these has the sensor on it. Right, I'll come back to the sensor. I'll set that up once we're ready to pressurize and things. So, on the top here, everything's done. The only problem we have is if I dock a ship, oh, I'm going to have to do that sensor, it's going to annoy me. If I dock a ship, I can't get, well, I could get off, but I can't get back on again. Because we don't have any method of shut up sensor. I think that was that 3.75? Something like that. And top and bottom, I can't remember. Front was 5, I think we were okay with that. So probably the same, I think. And the enemy off. I'll come back and check it when we actually get to setting it all up. So, we're getting there, slowly. We're going to have to work out some kind of maybe a ladder. Ladder up the side there, maybe? That work? And we do also need to do something here. Decisions, decisions. I think I definitely want to plate up those. Can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Now I might take that off again if that's a good place for the ladder, but we'll have to see. Initially, let's just go with that one and that one. Okay, I've just done that to try and match the other side, which I think finishes there. Yeah. Oh, put those in there. Okay. And that was that one, I think. Okay, we're making progress, slowly. So we've got this huge area at the front for the cockpit. And tiny little cramped area in the back for the gizmos. Kind of doesn't make much sense, but that's the way it worked out. Okay, I think apart from possibly that, we might need to plate over the gyroscope. I think that might be airtight. Which brings us to another point, something I haven't thought of. I don't have an oxygen tank, so I can't pressurize it even if I want to. And the only space left is here. And oxygen tanks are fed from the ends, I believe. Where are we? Tanks, 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 tanks. Yes. There's no side connection on those. That's a hydrogen, hydrogen. Yeah, so that's the only oxygen tank. The only other option is to use a small grid. But I don't think they hold much capacity-wise. Whether that would be enough to fill the cockpit. We don't know. I guess the other thing we could do here is just take that out. That builds up, I think. So another 1,000 of those, please. Maybe. Right, let's go get some more ice while we're waiting for that lot. In case you're wondering, by the way, I fill the drills up as well. If you look in the top left-hand corner, the very, very top left-hand corner, you can see there's a red bar there. That's build info telling me the state of the ancillary storage, in this case drills. Whereas on the main central bottom it tells me the cargo. So that's how I know how full I am. Alright, so how are we doing on gold? Still got 1.47k. Might as well move that up to there. Available, required, so we have got enough. Surprises me. And iron, lots of iron required. do have 38k of that, so I think we should be good. Just a case of waiting. Wait. We know we can carry 213, so as soon as it gets to that, we can go and put some in. Yeah, what I was thinking was bringing a hinge off there, converting to small grid, and then putting a oxygen tank underneath it. But I don't know if that oxygen tank will be able to hold enough oxygen to pressurize. I suppose it's only a buffer in the sense that if it runs out of oxygen, the O2 tanks will make more as long as they have ice. So it could work. Maybe we'll try it, eh? It won't look pretty, but I think we can plate it over afterwards. Need some braking torque because we're going to be switching it off. And just put it to inverter. Okay. Can you get at it? Yeah, so I'm hoping, I mean we might actually get 2 on there. That might help with the capacity problem. Trying to think whether we want it that way or that way, but I don't think it makes any difference. And the reason I was thinking that is because if we've got a converter in anyway, I could possibly use it for the timers and things. But I think all sides are the same? Maybe not. That does have a bar on it on that side. Let's just leave it like that for now. I just need to make sure I can get to that jump drive. Yeah, so I'm hoping we're going to be able to get a block in underneath that and maybe be able to attach things to the side of it. Yeah, we can. So I think with a block on the side we can still plate over the outside. That should work. So we can put some timers and things. Oh, might even get away with it in there as well, look. Okay, one thing at a time. Make sure that's clear. So I'm still making, still waiting. Okay, leave this with me. I'm going to finish off the jump drive and I'll plate up around this and maybe add some surplus timers and event controllers and bits and pieces just in case I need them for other stuff later on. Yeah, leave this with me. And welcome back, everybody. So I've done a little bit of stuff. I've changed this ramp. I did try and put in a rotor just to make it sort of fold up, but because the door is kind of in an awkward place, it's in this block, so I don't have a spare block to fold it up into, and it just collided with everything. I tried it with plates and all sorts, but it just didn't work. So in the end I decided just to go with this. Makes it kind of easy to land on if I do need to jump onto it at any stage. I've also been round and put thrusters in all directions, so I haven't done the extra thrusters yet. We'll see how she performs without them. So that's all good to go. I still need to put some plating on that. Here I have put my 2 tanks in. So we've got 2 oxygen tanks, small grid there, and as you can see they are 3/4 full. And just in case I need them, I've put in a load of timers and bits and pieces, so I can actually move that timer out, the large grid one, and we'll just use one of these. So a couple of event controllers in case I want them, no other particular reason. And missed that one. Let's quickly do that. Oh. Yeah, so don't know if you get to see that, it only comes up very quickly. That's a programmable block. Now I don't think I'm going to be using it, but I thought I'd put one in just in case we want like inventory control or anything like that. And I've put a defensive and an offensive in. Again, more in case we need them. We haven't got any turrets or anything, but I thought we've got the opportunity here. Kind of like a little computer bank. Might as well. So, last thing to do then is cover all of that up. Some steel plates. I like to leave the engines exposed. I think there's so much detail on the engines. I would kind of like to have turned it round so that you can see all of it, but it wasn't going to happen, was it? Because it wouldn't pipe up if I did that. So let me just get our flat plate back, and we do there, there, and there, and then maybe just a half one. I can find it. That's the middle, that one. Just to leave the what little detail there is. So that just keeps a little bit of protection on there. And we can pretty much do the same thing here. Back to our square one. There we go. Okay, so tank-wise, oh, I did set up the doors, which is why that's now pressurized in the cabin, but I've switched this door off because it's a nuisance if you keep going in and out. However, I think we can get rid of that timer. I'll leave it there for now because it's all set up to work. Let's grab some more energy. So there you go. I think you're all up to date. I haven't worried about the gyroscope issue. I don't know whether that's going to be airtight or not. But I haven't worried about it because this is going to stay depressurized, at least for the time being. It's permanently depressurized. And we just have a look in here. We have absolutely nothing in our inventory. Not sure what's going on there. There we go. Yeah, absolutely nothing. So that will need to change. But production-wise, we do have our normal assembler. There's nothing elaborate about it. I didn't put any mods on it or anything. It's just in case we need to make a few components. Right. So I think the next thing to do, just see if I can depressurize. Actually, no, we don't need to. Let's just come in here. We'll switch this door on. And we can close it. And then if I open that door, the air obviously rushes out. This should pick it up. Actually, that's a thought. If the air rushes out, we might lose it out of there before it can pick it up. But anyhow, as soon as I come in here, then it repressurizes. We can check on some of that. So hydrogen wise, you can see we do have 13%, and I'm kind of hoping that we will be able to squeeze this out. I'll go and remove the drill ship in a second, but it's going to be tight. I'm not sure it's ever going to come back in again. But we'll worry about that if we ever need to bring it back in again. Anyhow, it's yeah, I think we maybe need to plate that up. Let's do that, just to be on the safe side. Use steel plates. I'm not sure whether we need to do something with this. Yeah, it might be a good idea. Again, erring on the safe side of things. I think these batteries are pretty flat. Let's dump those. We'll grab curved. I know obviously once we leave this place, oxygen is going to be at a premium, so that way around I think works. Yeah. And I can always like put a bed in there or something. Not sure we're going to need one. Could actually maybe put a cryo chamber in there, but no, that's not going to be airtight, is it? So there we go. I think the ship, apart from the extra thrusters, which we may not need, I think the ship is pretty much good to go. The only other thing I thought of was lights. We don't have many lights. A couple facing down. Don't have anything on the sides. And obviously we don't have any landing gear except for that little pad. Well, I can't put landing gear on it in here, I don't think. Right, let's move this ship anyway. I don't think we're going to need to get more hydrogen than that just yet. There we go. I'm surprised we didn't need to go mine more gold. I'm actually genuinely surprised that we had enough of that. Okay. Better check that's empty. I think it will be. Yeah. I suppose we should put at least the outline of the thrust of action. Ooh, not one of those, one of those. Okay. So, fingers crossed, we've thought of everything. I think I will change the front here because I would like more lighting. So let's just quickly do that. Oops, wrong button. Don't know which one is which. So yeah, that's the depressurized one. So this is cabin. And I'm just going to depressurize.
Meteor storm inbound.
Oh heck. Depressurize while we do this. So yeah, that should stay depressurized. Let's go and check the meteor storm. Ooh, that sounds awfully close. I think those are a fair way away, but a couple of them did come quite close. Okay. Guns doing their job again. Yeah, so what I wanted to do was, if I change these three, maybe just the two of them. Kind of hoping. I'd prefer to have lights with some kind of range on them. Yeah, it's going to have to be those. The other option is to put them over here, but that's kind of gonna mess up my shapes. maybe we'll do that. Oh, very dark all of a sudden. Yeah, it does really mess up the shape, doesn't it? But we do need lights. The other option is to squeeze them in there. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think that looks a lot better. Kind of ruins the whole nacelle look, but I think the result is better. Oh, did I not? What I did. Yeah, I think that's the right thing. Oh, let's finish that one. Okay, I think that looks a bit better. Kind of follows the line that we've got on the side as well, so that's good. Got a light in the cabin, we've got lights pointing down underneath. Don't have any kind of navigation lights, but that's okay. Right, I think it's time for the big reveal. Going to have to take these off. Can I replace those? Yes, I should really. I think that was the right one.
Energy low.
Well, just get some energy here. actually. We're not going to need that many, are we? Just bear with me while I recharge my suit. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to take this ramp out. It's going to be in the way. Okay, well, I think the big moment is upon us. Now, where are we going to put this thing? It's safest where it is now. Well, let's see if we can move it first. That's still on depressurized, so leave that like that. Okay. Well, the only thing we've got that needs immediate attention is this. So we'll switch lock on that. We can worry about all the lighting and things later. The first thing we need to do is see whether we can actually move this thing without blowing the hangar up in the process. So, let's disconnect. And a tiny bit of height. Oh, hold on a minute. Back plate. Auto lock. Try that again. Got to be very careful on the left there. Tiny bit of space on the right, maybe. Okay. Let's angle up very slightly. Okay, so let's see if we can squeeze past all of this. Oh, lights go off. So my body is now out of the range of the sensor. Okay. Well, we're out. And just I think we'll just bring her down gently here. Can't see the connector. I think ultimately we're really going to need to put some landing gears on. Alright, well there you go. First maiden flight. And hopefully we should have no problem getting back in there. Let's go get some height. We'll stand on the pipeline. So there you go. I'll invite names because I have no idea what to call her. But there's a few modifications need to be taking place. We need some form of landing gear that's not just going to mean we're sitting flat on the ground, and obviously that means I need some kind of a ramp system to get in. I also need to find a way of putting a ladder up the side or something so that we can get to the top connector, or at least a ship that docks to the top. I think I might add the stuff for the other thrusters. It's difficult to know if I need them until the thing is fully laden, but I don't see it can do any harm, and if we don't need them we can always just switch them off. So I'll probably do that. What else do we need to do? I think we're pretty much there. So let me just give you a flyby. Oh, a bit faster than that, maybe. So yeah, there she goes. Design is a little bit basic and lacking shape, but I don't normally build large grid, what I call capital vessels, as small as this, because usually you'll want like a refinery and that sort of thing. So the main criteria on this ship was the jump drives. Certainly one jump drive. I'm glad we managed to get two in there for the journey home. But initially, we're going to be visiting Matey down there and go and sort out his needs. So initially, you just need to get down to Mars. But that's all to come in the next episode. So thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye now.